If you dig just a little bit, light and kindness can emanate from everyone, from every person. It's in any person's nature to be kind and loving. And Razia Khassanova, the founder and director of the Interius Theater, is deeply convinced of this. Most of all, she draws inspiration from people, their feelings, worries, and experiences, which can be so complex and diverse, and it can be seen throughout all her performances. On a small theater stage, human stories genuinely brim with emotions relevant to any spectator. Our performances always raise the same questions. It is not our goal to be a popular modern theater. Instead, we strive to discuss questions that are relevant to all of us, problems that are out of date and context. We talk about love, human nature, and fulfillment. We talk about children, about us and our parents. That's probably why it's so relatable to all of us. The audience members recognize themselves in one scene or another. They're reminded of their relationship with parents or loved ones and colleagues. Everyone goes through such things, and that's why people are interested. When we are sincere on the stage, it becomes alive with magic about each of our lives. It's about all of us, and people see themselves in us, in our characters. We cover all the major themes that affect people: parents, love, career, surroundings, all the most important things. Though still relatively young, Razia Khassanova's theater is well liked by connoisseurs but hasn't been on any tours yet. The reasons here are purely financial. The majority of the shows are hosted in the theater's hometown, Almaty. The actors perform several times a week, and each time the venue is packed. Mistress, Fire Baby, Another Thumbelina, Sand in Bed, and so forth are among the plays that the new theater has. They have built quite a nice dynamic repertoire. It is buzzing with energy, constantly evolving, much like a healthy living thing. We've changed the show 3 or 4 times already. It's quite normal to do that. A good performance is not born immediately. It doesn't become complete at once. It's a gradual process, which takes a year, if not more. We work on changes, reorganize things. For example, Dilara, who will portray a character named Жанна on today's show, used to perform differently before. She didn't understand many things, and we used to have arguments about some things, like, for example, the nature of success. I was trying to convince her that real success is different, but once she had a child, some kind of change happened within her. She became a mother, but also a different person who gained a new outlook on life. She started to consider things from different angles and to look at the world from the perspective of her child. Our shows also evolve and change, just like we do. The theater's signature show, their very first one, is The Mistress. Of course, it is a tale of love, painful and real love. While creating the script, Razia was inspired by a true story of the gifted Argentine singer and actress, Ada Falcón, who at the prime of her life and career gave up both fatal love and all other earthly pleasures. At the end of the show, the main character, the mistress, makes a decision to leave her successful career and life. After her very complicated love, she decides to join a convent. I couldn't believe that she would give up her success, her career. I was in tears. How could she betray herself, her destiny? To go to a convent, she had to fight. And I guess it all comes to the question of accepting life. This resignation, compliance with life was difficult for me to understand for quite some time. Not every Interius Theater actor has a professional background in acting. However, they are all talented and can't imagine their careers to be in non-creative spheres. These are the primary criteria used by Razia while choosing her actors. She also has a great deal of faith in her instincts. She recognizes her people. Those who live in the theater merge with it and possibly stay there for a long time. Dilara Ismagambetova, for instance, has been performing here for 8 years. The actress remembers that she didn't have any long-term plans when she got selected. I just showed up after seeing an ad for a dance performance audition. I danced and recited a poem. I believe it was Marina Svitaeva's monologue. Then Razia asked me about the reason why I came to the audition. I said I wanted to perform on stage. She then asked why I chose to work in the theater. I just lifted my brow and told her that my talent might be helpful. Our administrator, Yana, didn't like my response and informed Razia that choosing me would be a mistake because I wasn't what they needed. But Razia had no doubts about her choice of hiring me. That's how I got here. Maybe it was magic, but Razia's intuition didn't fail her. Today, the theater has about 40 actors. And it is very likely that the director started working with many of them after experiencing this invisible bond, a special energy that connected them instantly. Connection with the director is everything. That is also the most fundamental component of the crew's success. Of course, each crew member plays an important role in its success, but most of all, the director. Our director knows us all so well. She knows how to find the right approach to each of us. This is important because, for instance, something that works for me as an actor and instrument in my approach to portraying the characters does not work for Camila or Lisa. Every member of our crew is different. Razia is able to find a way to connect with them all. And she's absolutely honest and open. She's such a sincere person, and you can't help but be honest with her as well. I guess this honesty and purity are what makes our theater so special, our performances so genuine and heartfelt. Because of that, our crew feels like family. Our theater is our home. We can show our true emotions, express ourselves, our ugly sides included. Regardless of our qualities, whether we are the biggest winners or the worst losers, in our theater, we are just accepted for who we are. You know, we're very difficult. There are more than 30 people in the crew, and everyone has their own character. Everyone needs attention and a special approach. Everyone wants to show their talent, and Razia connects with each one of us. We're like children to her, and we respect and cherish her very much. She's a wonderful mentor who shares her knowledge, her advice, and has more faith in us than we do. Razia helps us understand a number of things in life: values, feelings, what is important and true. We receive love, attention, and care here. We're grateful and try to share this sincerely through our work. We give each word an importance and communicate with each other openly, discussing different important topics such as love, soul, God, and purpose. Important conversations. Conversations with the audience. They happen in this theater in all possible ways, but primarily through body's flexibility and movement during the dance. This is what makes the Interius Theater stand out. There is a language that is easy to use with any audience and that anyone can understand. And this language is dance. Probably for thousands of years, people had no written languages, no proper words, but they were able to communicate with one another using simple movements and, of course, dance. To be honest, the Interius Theater was originally intended to be a dance theater. First and foremost, it is a theater of movement. Here, everything happens happens through the body for one simple reason. The body never lies. The way you sit, the way you turn your head, the position of your feet, the way you fold your hands in your lap, all this testifies to your inner state at the moment, and it is easy to read. This way, the audience reads the artist, and there's no need for extra words. You just move on stage, and the audience understands everything and shares your feelings and experiences. The Interius Theater has a large and devoted audience. The tickets are sold out many days prior to each show. Moreover, people often attend the shows repeatedly. Perhaps it is not only the plot or the beauty of the choreography, but also the intense energy of the live contact between the artists and the audience, when you can almost physically feel the actors' commitment to their work, the depth of immersion in the story, and their honesty. The most challenging aspect of this work is that you have to expose yourself and the truth about yourself. Because portraying someone, some hypothetical person, some character, and living their life completely on stage is not difficult. It's the same as deceiving, but telling the truth is difficult, because you don't know these people at all, whether they will accept you or not, how they will perceive the true you. This is the most challenging part. In general, an actor's personality is influenced by the characters they portray. If you use the right tools and use them properly, it either improves your own personality or makes you worse. You have to know how to use these tools. Vera and I are very much alike in that we both want to find happiness, but she had to change, and only after starting to believe in herself, she gained courage and learned to say no. And I can honestly say that I improved along with my character. Well, it's difficult for me, I'll tell you right away. I can't say that when I portray my character Zhanna, I'm 100% her. I do understand her and her struggles as a character. I'm far from being restless in my soul, and I get what she wants to say. I'm not gonna lie, I can relate to some extent, but not fully. I'm not Zhanna. I had to play a comedy character, and according to our director, it was very important to avoid being a clown, laughing too much, but instead to show that despite the laughter and comic behavior of a clown, the tears are flowing inside. This is a thin line, not to make people laugh, but to show that something inside hurts, to demonstrate these deep layers. My goal was to convey this to the audience and make them wonder what was wrong, and that's where the difficulty lied. As for all the rest, it was easy for me, since I've always been imitating people, making them laugh, acting, ever since I was a child. The challenging part of this role was to make them laugh not too much, and to be honest and vulnerable. How do you make people believe? I think all theater theorists and practitioners have pondered this question. How to make people feel, empathize, and join in on what's happening. And there is still no answer. There is a process that takes place during each stage rehearsal, and we are once again looking for the solution to the question you just asked. Sometimes it's a conversation, sometimes it's an event or a random encounter or a little thing that happened in the actor's life this week. We try to discuss everything and identify what touches us, and we realize that what touches us will be relatable to our audience as well. Therefore, there is no final answer to this question. For Razia Khassanova, theater is her life, a dream come true, an endeavor that consumes all her time, drains her, and simultaneously satisfies her. However, it's also a commercial project which at first few people believed in, because Razia created it herself without any financial support. She believed in the project and in her future audience. Even now, there are challenges, but the process cannot be stopped. For the founder, its crew, and of course the audience, the theater has already become more powerful and more of an almost independent phenomenon. We are built and developed out of this audience. We work with this audience and change with them. These are our own people, and I understand them completely. I understand how the men, women, teenagers who are sitting in the audience feel. The theater feels like my world, my country, and that is why I understand who I'm talking to. That's really valuable to me.
Разговариваю, и это огромная ценность.